there's a holding up cash. It's for, this might sound very weird, but it's for hostage and ransom situations.
Oh, they do mark them.
And they actually write down every single serial number for every single bill. Whether it's $20,000 or $20 bills, they have every single serial number.
You hear that in movies, like I want
And it's
unmarked
100%
bills.
true.
Okay. So I'll tell you guys that this is the less common type of credit card, but this one's a lot easier to figure out. The next one's going to be a little bit trickier. So the unpaid balance method is kind of a simple version, but it's essentially just like the easier of the two ways. So basically, you get finance charges on anything unpaid at the end of the month. So the unpaid balance on a Visa card was $284.37. During the month, a payment of $200 was made, and charges of $357.54 were added. Suppose the card has 1.7% per month finance charge. Again, I believe the finance charge should be something more like 17%. So again, I don't know why this book doesn't have such high finance charges.
I'm trying to make it simpler for the kids.
Yeah, I don't know, but 1.7 is kind of an icky number, so I don't. Yeah, I don't know, 17, I would say, but.
They don't want to make the kids scared of that.
All right. So, since they had an unpaid balance, we have to pay a finance charge on that. So when my bill came, that means that I didn't have that much paid. So $284.37 has to get a finance charge applied to it. So we have to do 284, I guess I don't know, I can do my work up here. I guess I should probably explain what I'm doing. So the unpaid finance charge has to get, the unpaid amount has to get charged the finance charge. So we have to figure out how much finance is going to be charged on the $284.37. That was carried over from last month that I did not pay. So again, that's only $4.83.
Your credit score is going to go drop from the floor now.
Now,
You didn't pay $5.
had it been 17%, that would actually been $48. That's probably a little more accurate. So that's
Yeah,
probably closer to what it
$50.
should probably be, is like $48.
You didn't pay $50 to keep your home.
Right. So we're adding the $4.83 onto this. So that's our finance charge. But then during that month, they're gonna make a payment of $200, but then they added on more. They spent more money even though they paid some. Seems kind of counterintuitive. This happens all the time though. That people like pay off at least a little bit. It's better than nothing. So the finance charge gets added on. So the $284.37, I have to add on this $4.83. But then they made a payment, so we're going to take that off. So this is being added on. This is being taken off. And then the $357.54, is that being added or subtracted? More charges, sorry. So this person's going up rather than down here. So they made a payment of $200, but those two other charges have to get added on. So the new balance the following month will be $446.74. And so then that would repeat. Then that new balance would get the 17 or the 1.7% interest rate charged onto it. It kind of keeps adding up, and so you kind of keep getting yourself in a deeper hole then. But like I said, that interest rate is so low that I don't think that's a really good number. I should probably find a new worksheet for that because then there's some in here that have better interest, like interest rates that are more accurate. I don't know why it's not. All right, I'll show you guys the next one. Yeah. Well, why don't you wait? This last example is pretty tough, so why don't you stay with us for this? So this next one is more similar to what most credit cards do. And this one's gonna be a lot more steps and a lot harder to figure out. So I'm gonna warn you guys already, and like I said, maybe we'll do one together on here and then one together on our homework sheet.
Oh, good. Make them even full. I know I'm going to one of the numbers to another, but still, even full.
Alright. So this average daily balance is the way that most credit cards are figuring this out, and it's a little bit confusing. So I'm gonna kind of be
It's easier to
figuring
scam you that way.
Yeah,
The more steps
right.
there are, the more
Probably
mistakes you can
is.
make and scam.
Okay. So the average daily balance method, basically what we're going to do is kind of set up a little chart that talks about, shows the changes as we go here. So we're going to start with July 5th. We're going to kind of make a little chart here. And then I'm going to write the balance, so what the unpaid balance is. So on July 5th, the balance on a credit card is $494. The next thing that happened then was on July 22nd. And we're gonna make a payment, right, of $400. So the time between these two is what we care about. So we're gonna figure out how much time was between these two. So between 5 and 22, the 5th and the 22nd, how many days that was. So I'm gonna basically do 22 minus 5. So that's 17 days. So that's 17 days where my balance was $494. Then the next thing that happens was on, what was the next thing that happened? July 25th. There was a balance, a payment of $400 was made, charge of $258.67. So we have to add on, actually I might change the way I have this written. Sorry. I want to take the 17 should be with just this, sorry.
Just one.
Here. From this, we're taking the $400 off, so it's $94 there for a bit, right? How many days was it $94?
17.
No, not 17 days. How many days was it $94? 3 days, because then we make a charge.
Oh.
So for 3 days, my balance was $94. On July 25th, we made a charge of $258.67, so we're adding more on. So our next thing here is that we add the 258.67 on to the 94. So 352.67. That's going to be our new balance until August 5th. So that's when we're going to that's when our bill is due. So from July 25th to August 5th, it's $352.67. So we have to figure out how many days that is. So July 25th, there's 31 days in July. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Well, actually, you know what? We could just figure out how many days are left over. There should be 31. This is 20, so there should be 11 days.
So 11 days to pay off. How much?
$352.67.
So that was the balance for 11 days.
So our average daily balance, we have to figure this out. So our average daily balance is basically, you have to multiply each of these together and then divide by 31. So this is kind of crazy. So let me explain this. So the 494 is going to get multiplied by 17. The 94 is going to be multiplied by 3. The 352.67 is going to be multiplied by 11.
Divided by that big old number.
Okay, so we're going to multiply all these numbers together. Because we had 17 days to pay off $494, so that's a big number. 3 days to pay off $94. I have to add these all up. So that really big number doesn't really make a lot of sense. We want to figure our average daily balance. That's how much we average for each day. So I'm going to divide that by 31.
$12,000 for that.
So I'm going to take this and divide it by 31.
We have less than $100 for 3 weeks straight.
So that's how much average daily balance we have. So we have about $405. About 405.14. Oops, don't do that. So you don't pay your interest on what's the last day of the month. You pay your interest on your average daily balance. So that's $405.14 in this month. Even though at different points in the month we had less than that, there was a big chunk of time where we owed quite a bit. So that's what our interest rate is calculated on. So the interest rate, again, really small percentage, is 1.5%, so 1.5%. So I have to take that and multiply it by 1.5%. So this is going to be letter B here. So $6.07. And again, that's a really low interest rate, so it should probably be more, something like $60. But so our unpaid balance is going to take that number that we use down here, and we have to add that interest rate to that. So the amount that we were at the end of the month, we have to take that and add that $6.07 to that.
So $358.
So there's a lot of number chunking that goes into this, and that's partly why I think it is so confusing as to like how much you owe and how much they're actually adding on to your amount. But the biggest thing is that they're looking to see what was the average amount you owed, and that's what they're going to charge you. They're going to go based off the average versus kind of being nicer to you. All right. So I'm going to get you guys your homework, just so you guys know, like I said, I wanted to do a couple with you. There was an extra sheet, so I have to kind of pull these apart. Blank sheet kind of came out with it. So. What's that? Yeah.
Like $2 pens, $2 I don't want.
So, is it $2 pen? There you go. That's less than what I stole.
snake this through. So I'll start it with you guys. So they want you to start by figuring out the finance charge, and if you look at the little thing above it, it says 1.4%. And I have to do that on my unpaid balance there. So that's $6.12. So if you want to fill that in there. So $6.12 here. Then you add that on along with the purchases. Returns are, you get to subtract those, and you get to subtract payments. So you just kind of have to snake this around. So I got that we had 419.17 at the end of the month. So that's being carried over here. So you're going to keep doing the same thing. Does that make sense? So you're trying to kind of snake this through. And then this is a new one, number 6. Okay? All right, bye.